Procrastination is something no one is immune to, whether you're studying or working, for someone else, for yourself, at the office or from home. Being productive and staying focused instead of putting off the things you want or have to do can be difficult. As someone who has been working on their side business next to their full-time job for quite a while and who is now officially their own boss and doesn't have anybody except myself telling them what to do at what time, it's more crucial than ever for me to stay focused and to get done, at least if I want to keep being able to afford my food and stuff. And there are 6 things that help me a lot to do just that. Thing number 1, have a get ready for productivity ritual, aka a morning routine. In order to prepare my mind for what's about to happen, aka a hyper-productive workflow, and to get my head cleared, I find it very helpful to have a morning ritual, which is why every morning I have my workday morning routine, which includes a workout and or meditation, fresh air, and a cup of tea. The workout and the fresh air help me to wake up. The meditation helps me to get my mind clear, and making my daily cup of tea is kind of my kickstart to get to work. As soon as I have that cup ready, I sit down on my laptop and get going. Similarly, I also have a get back to productivity ritual, aka a midday routine. After having lunch, I used to struggle with, and sometimes still do, getting back to that focused state of mind. Mainly because I ate and my blood was not in my head, but in my belly, processing that food. Or because I did something chill or something fun, which I wanted to do more of. So getting my butt back to my desk, and especially getting my mind back to that productive state, was hard. And here I usually do 1 or more of 5 things. Take a quick nap, and I do mean quick, no more than 20 minutes, otherwise you'll just keep on laying there. Taking a walk, which is usually the most effective because there's movement and fresh air in there, and it's a real break without any screens or something like that near you. Have a coffee or have some dark chocolate. And these things quite literally boost my mind back into productivity mode. However, in the afternoon I'm never as productive or as focused as I am before lunch. Which brings me to number 3, work with your rhythm, not against it. As in every area of life, when it comes to productivity, we're all different in terms of at what time of the day we're most productive for certain kinds of tasks. For me, for example, the time before lunch is the time where I can most easily focus and where I'm the most energized and most motivated. So that's when I would do the most difficult tasks or the ones that I like the least. Then after lunch is definitely the time where I'm least productive, which is also why I try to have lunch as late as possible. So in the afternoon, I would try to do some errands or have a meeting or doing some tasks that are more technical and not cognitively demanding, tasks where I do not get easily distracted from. But this is just the case for me. For you, this whole schedule could look totally different. Some people like to get up at 5 a.m. and get most of their work done before noon, while others need to take it slow in the mornings but get really productive late at night. So what I'm trying to say with this is try to figure out which times of your day are best suited for which types of tasks and work with that schedule in order to make it easier for yourself to focus on these tasks. And once you figure that out, make a ranked to-do list. I kind of feel like there's a debate about whether to-do lists actually help you to be more productive, and I guess it depends on the kind of person you are as well as on the way that you use your to-do list. For me, writing a list of what things I want to get done that day helps me to first know where to start, and second, to get back on track after a break, or if I did lose focus for just a quick second. But I need to have it ranked by A, priority, and B, difficulty or volume or type. Some people like to use the Eisenhower matrix for prioritizing their to-dos, which looks something like this. But I sort of use a simplified version of this, where I typically write down 1 to 3 non-negotiable tasks, aka priority 1, which I have to complete that day. And these are rather small or rather quickly done, but important. Then there are priority 2 tasks, which should be done today and that are of medium size. Here I basically break down bigger to-dos into smaller doable tasks that should be done today if possible. And then there's priority 3 tasks or project parts that may be done today because they're not as urgent and not as important and or not as quickly done. So I only do them if I have the time and energy for it. And what makes this whole to-do list thing even more helpful is writing it at the end of your last productive phase. So for example, at night for the next day or right before lunch for your afternoon, because that way you're still in the flow and you know exactly what is to be done next. And I also kind of find it helpful to do these lists on paper and not on my laptop. I guess that's different for everyone, but I feel like staying off digital tools as much as possible helps me to be more productive. Thing number 5, remove possible distractions. So I just have to mention your phone here, although you are probably well aware of it, but I'm saying it anyways. Put your phone out of sight, not just on silence, out of sight, out of the room or in a drawer or something, because if you see your phone laying there, even if it is on silence, and even if you don't look at and even if you don't look at and even if you don't look at it, it might distract you. But next to our phone, sometimes there are distractions that are not as obvious, but that are just waiting there to suck our focus away from our work. For example, maybe I'm speaking from my own experience, if your puppy is sleeping next to your working space. I don't know about you, but I would probably get up like every 10 minutes to cuddle him, or at least I would look at him all the time and think to myself, oh my god, I'm so lucky to have him. Or if you have a roommate or a partner living with you whom you just start to chat about some philosophical question for an hour every time you go to the bathroom or the kitchen. You know what I mean? So try to figure out if you have any distractions at home or at your workplace that are maybe not that obvious but that are avoidable. For example, if you have that puppy situation, maybe put the dog bed in another room. Or if you have that chatting situation with somebody who lives with you or works with you, maybe set up some ground rules. For example, no talking before lunch. Similarly, something that is very important, especially for me who gets so easily distracted, is quietness. I am very noise sensitive. Like, for example, a person eating an apple in a public space that is not the street, or someone in the library or a very calm cafe hitting their keyboard, like that definitely does not help me with staying focused on what I'm doing. So depending on what kind of work I have to do, I need a quiet working space, especially if I do something where I really have to concentrate or something that I don't like doing. So I welcome every distraction with open arms. So depending on what kind of person you are, especially if you work in an environment like an office or a coffee shop, where sometimes you just cannot influence the noise going on around you, earplugs or noise cancelling headphones can really be a life or productivity saver. So these were the 6 things that helped me a lot to actually stay focused and to not get distracted all the time and procrastinate, especially the things that I do not like doing. I hope they help you as well. Let me know in the comments if there are any tips that I have mentioned that help you to stay focused, and I will see you in my next video. Hello everyone. I want to say sorry if you see my mic coming up sometimes. I just have to keep it very close to my mouth because right now I'm in my room in New York City, which is in a very cool location, but right next to a very big street. So it is very loud here. So yeah, you might hear some traffic noise in the background. I'll try to filter it out in post, but just to be sure, I have my mic right here. So yeah, you'll just have to live with that. I'm sorry. I'll try to optimize this while I'm here. I don't know how, but we'll see. Okay.